So email notifications, like you would see in any application that you build, Kumaran does that using Java, so Java application, or Anand does that using .NET applications. Um, you give your application capability to send out emails. The emails can be sent using various, on various actions that the user performs. For example, if you submit a feedback, you send something for approval to somebody, to your manager or a senior manager, or you have to keep any other person, informed about some of the activities that you do using your applications. Your applications could also be sending event notifications. For example, some event occurs. For example, if you are doing some event-based application, you are maintaining some infrastructure, and your application is sending out notification of proper events, then those notifications has to be dynamically created. But then, in different programming languages, you use different styles to do that, right? Um, Within .NET, you might be using, some email notifications classes or something that you will use to send emails out. You will use the SMTP configurations within the application, and you will send that information whenever the operation happens by the user. So in ServiceNow as well, while we were doing system properties settings, we saw that we could configure email in for our instance using the email system properties. So that's something that we did to configure incoming, outgoing emails on our instance, right? So our instance is now configured to receive incoming emails or respond outgoing emails as well, send outgoing emails. Now, then once it is capable of doing that, then you have to decide using which application you want to send certain emails, and to whom you want to send those emails out, and when do you want to send that email, and how does your email how should your email look like, right? What is the look and feel of the email? What is the content that you want to store into the email? So these kind of stuffs we do within ServiceNow using an application which is known as email notification, right? And email notification is closely related to email templates, which is actually the email body and email subject and signatures, etc. So when you create a template, you type in information what is to be sent as part of that email, right? Now, when you send information, so that email will have some static information, and some of the information will be dynamic, which comes from database, different tables, and get sent as part of it. So that becomes a personalized email for the user who is receiving that email. Okay, so ServiceNow gives you, when you build that template, ServiceNow gives you the capability to refer to the table which is under consideration, which is in effect that at that point of time. So that table can be referred, and you can pick individual columns from the table, pick those values and append that into the email body or email subject, and then you can send it to the user, right? So sending emails will have these four items into it. Number one, the whom do you want to send that email? Person who will receive that email. So this is what you have to identify. Number two, when do you want to send that email, right? The event, the timing of that email. And number three, what do you want to send? What do you want to send to the users, right? What is the content of the email? So these three items you have to take care while you create the email notifications, etc. Okay.
So yes, basically the email notification is like a subscription we do in the normal blogs or websites, similar like that also.
Yeah, similar like that
So
as well, but uh, in the case that I am talking about is slightly different. See,
okay,
if in the marketing event application, if an attendee
okay,
registers to my marketing event application, and
okay,
the registration has to be completed whenever somebody from the marketing event team has to approve it. So that's a hypothetical scenario I'm talking about, right? So let's assume that some attendee requested to register for an event, and then I as an administrator approved that request using some workflow. As soon as I approve this his request, an email should go out to the attendee, right? And the attendee will be notified whether the request has been approved or denied, right? Blogs, etc., are
Okay.
also the same thing, but yes, a subscription is there, but the trigger or event there will be um, when you create a new blog, or there are new comments posted onto the blog, etc., right? So here although the concept is same, but events triggers when you call those notifications will be slightly different.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, Rahul. I mean, a couple of minutes ago, my connection lost, and then whatever you said before that particular thing, I can't able to hear you due to the connection problem. Could
Okay.
you tell me again? Yeah.
Okay, I was talking about email notifications in ServiceNow, and uh,
Okay.
and these are emails that you send out to your users on different events that occur into the application. For example, you create a
Okay.
record into this, in your application, you update the record, you send it for approval if your manager has approved it, if the request has been fulfilled, if it was, if something has been deleted from the records. So stuff like this, if there are certain operations which trigger email notifications to be sent out to the users in your case, then those emails has to be configured within ServiceNow. Email notifications has to be created, and email templates has to be used by email notifications, because those template will be the content of the email that you have to send out to the users.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah. Okay.
So for that, you have to use this email notification application within ServiceNow, and that goes into the system notification application. So you go to system notification application and then look for email notification module, right? So if I go into email notification module, it is already showing me 246 email notifications created already, which will be tied to different applications somehow. Right? So you can see that, for example, the first one, which is associated to a table, is asset restocking, right? So asset restocking here is associated to the asset table. Okay? So every email notification that you have, that you create within ServiceNow, will be associated to some sort of table, some table, right? Some table. So this binds your email notification to one application, right? So if I open this asset restocking, I see different properties that it contains, this notification contains, right? And the properties that it contains is, you know, this asset restocking email notification is tied to the asset table, ALM asset. Type is email, it is active, which are quite obvious. Now if I scroll down, here are the three things that we talked about: when to send, who will receive, and what to send, right? When to send, who will receive, and what it contains. So these properties need to be filled out when you have to create an email notification, right? Now see here, so this asset restocking email has to be sent out when an event is fired, right? What is the event that it is talking about? The event is asset.restock, right? Is there any weight attached to it? Used to decide which notification takes precedence when more than one qualifies. So if on the asset table there are more than one uh, email notifications configured, then how do you set the priority of that email notification? So you can use this weight field to set the priority of the email notification, right? Now, so this way, using these fields, you will set the email notification condition when you want to send that. We'll talk about event names, how you can create the event names. Then who will receive? Right. So this is the next step, which decides who is going to be the receiver of the emails. Right. The receiver of the emails can be identified using this user box. You edit the users, you include the users that you want to send this email to. If you do not want to send this email to individual users, you can look for the groups who you want to be, you know, whom you want to notify. So you pick up the groups from here. So groups that you have created already, you can pick any of the group from here and save it. You can have multiple groups associated as well. For example, I can have analyst group associated. I can also have voice group associated, as well as I can have application security group associated to it, right? So as many groups you want to associate to this, you can do that. Similarly, if you want to have more, if you want to have users, you can have multiple users associated to it, right? Go and pick users you want to associate to it, right? Or you can type in your custom email address as well, which is not available into database. For example, if I have to do something like this, I can put my custom email address here as well, the email address which is not into the records of the ServiceNow database. Now, users, groups, and fields. So, you know, so if you see here, you can also put users or groups in fields. So, for example, if you are onto the asset management form and you want to pick users from the fields that are displayed on the form, so you can refer to that field on the form and pick the username and then send out email to that user, right? So you have different capability to pick users who will be informed by the email, right? So you can pick all those email, not receivers here into this section. Now there are checkboxes like exclude delegates. So this could be used whenever you want to exclude delegates. You do not want to send notification to the people who are delegated responsibility by somebody, right? You want to send that to people who are actual receiver of it, not the delegates. So you can exclude delegates if you want to. You can send the event to event creator by taking this. Event param1 contains recipient. The first event parameter contains a recipient, either a user society, group society, or an email. I think this one is introduced recently. Let me read it. Okay, so this parameter contains a recipient, either a user society, group society, so or an email address who should receive this information. So this is another field that will be picked. Even this will use the sys ID of the person, either a user sys ID or group sys ID or an email address who should receive this notification. If I take this, hang on guys, I need to refer this one. This looks new to me. Okay, it says select the checkbox if the event, where is it? If the event parameter 1 contains one or more email recipients in a comma separated list. This field is visible only when the send when field is set to event is fired. Okay. So these fields who will receive within who will receive section, event parameter 1 contains receipt and these two other will be visible whenever you use send when as event is fired, right? So if you choose this option, Then this email notification, who to send will contain these event parameters, and this will get the sysID parameters of the person who created this event name. Alright, asset restock, etc. So whatever event names are available here, approval, rejected, approval, inserted, so these events are fired and the sysIDs from these events will be picked and will be displayed in here, right? Then what it will contain, so this is the third section. So within this section you will actually decide the content of the email, right? So you will choose the content type, which is HTML, plain text, HTML only and plain text only, right? Like we use in Outlook. Then send the importance of the email, high importance, low importance, whatever importance you want to set. If you want to include attachments, check this out here. From whom you want to send that email to, other parameters like reply to, omit watermark, push message only, push message if you take it, what push message you want to associate here, and then the email template itself. So here the email template that we are choosing is restocking request for model, right? And then you see that there are certain field values written here which is used as dollar model or dollar current dot stockroom dot manager. So these are the dynamic values that we retrieve from the fields available into the table. For example, if I have to send information, if I have to dynamically send the asset tag information, so I can put asset tag here, and it will dynamically pull out the asset tag information from the database during the runtime and show it within the content here. If I want to include this one into the subject line, I have to copy that variable here and I put it here. So this way you
So
can,
this is a syntax of using the dynamic variable
yes, this is
only in the email. Okay,
this is
that is not only the notification.
yes, email templates. So see, if I put acquisition method, it will put the label of it. You can get rid of this as well, but then if you want to put dynamic value, then you have to keep this complete text here, dollar acquisition method within the curly braces, right? If you have to do other variables, all of these variables will have the same syntax, right? Now if you are doing a reference to a third table, which is inherited table, like if I go to building table and I get tax from it, so it will become, see the dollar dot walking here, assigned to dot building dot sys tax coming in, prefixed by a dollar and a curly brace, right? So same concept here of dot walking, you get the field values from here. So whatever related tables are there, you will see the list of columns from those related fields here in the select variable section. You choose those variables from here, build your email dynamically, email template dynamically, and this email template will be associated to the email notification that you create, and you send that information out to the users. Okay. Now let's go back. I'll create an email template, and then we'll see how we can use it. So let's create an email template uh, for our attendee registration page. Okay, so I'll make it attendee registered, and then I'll use the add attendee table. So this is the table which is being used for this attendees module. Okay, clear? So I'm going to use add attendee table here. Now when to send, I'm going to use inserted. So whenever a record is inserted into the table, or let's say on updated as well. So whenever you want to insert or you want to update a record into it, you can you can send this email notification. Who will receive? For now, I am going to send this out to our individual email.
And if you wanted to send on deleted, then
You want to send on deleted? On deleted, I think that can be achieved using okay. On deleted, we do not have an event here for on deleted, but I think we can do using a business rule or something. Business rule we can use as a trigger, and then we somehow can call it another email notification using business rule. We do not have a clear indication of how we can send a deleted email from here. Let me look for once. Let me see if we have any delete notification here. It doesn't look like we have. Sorry, not in table.
Yeah, you're searching on a table actually. That's
Hmm.
fine.
Okay. Doesn't look like we have any delete notification here. I think um, I think we can make use of business rules. We'll try to find out that scenario. If we really want to send an email when any record is deleted from the table, so I'll look into and find out how we can do that. But for sure, in this, we do not have that filter to send out emails when you want to send to users if the record is deleted from the table.
I think what we can do is like, I mean, I think like if you delete the record, you call one business rule which triggers
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm
people
saying. That's what
to
I'm saying.
put to
Yeah.
enter that record in the another table, and when that table is,
Yeah.
the record getting inserted in that table, then you send a notification that
Yeah.
that kind.
Or we can make
Or
you, or we can make use of the events. Probably the events that we saw in the email notification. Uh, if we can create an event which takes care of the delete operation, so using that event, you want to send that email out to the users. We can do that too. So let me create an example of it for you, and then we'll see how we can do that. But yes, using a business rule, we can do that. It looks like, yeah, it's a business rule because that's a table operation. You delete something from the table, keep a business rule that will keep watching the delete operation, and then trigger an email notification using that delete operation that you do. Now I'm going to put your email. Let me know if it is correct. Is it correct, Aaron?
no, this is Anand R. Anand R. Let's see. Yeah.
Let me do one thing.
Let me ask you one more question. I mean, Rahul. Okay, you could finish it, then
No, no,
I'll
sure, go
talk.
ahead. Sure, go ahead. I am doing something.
Okay, I was reading some article. I mean, I have not done this one, but um, can we? I mean, we are sending a notification. Okay, but the either way, when somebody sends a notification, like we have incident feeder, so email. So when somebody sends an email to our email feeder, it actually creates a record in our incident system. So that way, this particular email, let's say I sent an email to uh, to your instance, for example, that Dave23403 at incident.com, for example. I send that email to you saying that my laptop is not working.
Hmm.
Okay. So if I send that email, I want that should create an incident ticket. So is this something we can achieve here or not?
Yes, we can do that, but that's a different thing. That's
That's a different thing. Okay.
that's
Okay.
incoming.
That's what I was.
That's incoming email that we are talking about. Here,
Okay.
using this email notification, we are talking about outgoing emails.
Okay,
The
got
emails
it.
that
Yeah.
will go out of your system, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll talk about that as well. I think we talked about it, but we can talk about it again. So see here within this.
Sorry, Anand, I couldn't able to hear you just now. I think connection was. What is the question, Rahul? I didn't finish that finishing part. I didn't hear about that question.
Okay, the question was, Anand read somewhere that he wants
Mm-hmm.
to send emails to the ServiceNow system itself. For example, he wants to send an email to my instance dev23403.servicenow.com, and he wants that whenever he sends that email to my instance should read that email out and create an incident into the incident table within my ServiceNow instance. And he then
Okay.
asked me whether that email configuration is equivalent to what we are doing right now. And I said,
Okay.
no, that's not equivalent, although that talks about email notifications, but that talks about incoming emails to my ServiceNow instance. Here using email notification, we are talking about outgoing emails from my system to other users. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I now keep all three of us in this users list so that we can see emails going out. Now I want to have email template created. Now we can do one thing. You can create email template from here, or I'm going to submit it first. So I submitted that record here, and then I'm going to bring it at the top of the order. So here's the one created. Now I have not created any email template, so you can see that email template is blank right now. So I can create an email template from there within the notification, or I can scroll down. What is that? Go to system policies, email, and then look for templates. Right? So two ways of doing that. Template is a module available in system policies under email. So you can make use of email templates and create email templates. Go to the notification section, use this template there and send that email. Okay. Now here I am going to choose attendee table because I need to get the fields from the attendee table. So here we go. I'll get the attendee table record here, which contains the marketing event as well and other fields. So I'm going to name it as attendee.registered, right? And then I'm going to put the email as a new attendee, and I'm going to
Uh,
put first name.
Rahul, attendee dot register means what it will come there.
There is no logic in it. It's just the tradition that ServiceNow is using. So I am following that tradition. I'll show you why. So if you go to, if I go here, so see change calendar integration, change.calendar.integration. So by tradition, I am using it. So it shows the name of the application first, then the area and the action that you are doing. Right? Change ESS role, change ITIL approve action role. Right? So some sort of say HR case.hr.journal.
Okay, so classification. Okay. Yeah.
Right. So that's why I have kept attendee.register. There is nothing specific about this. New attendee. having first name and last name. So I want to put the first name and last name here. So I do new attendee, copy this, something like this, and here I write hi marketing team, a new attendee has registered for the marketing event. So now I want to put the marketing event name here. So I'll put for the marketing event this, and I'll put following are the details. And in the detail section I'm going to put first name, then after first name I'm going to put last name, after last name I'm going to put other information whatever is available here. Marketing event we already did. Email, after email I'm going to do, I think that is it, right? Something like this. So this is the email template that I have it here, and I want to send it to the marketing team or the persons who are there into the recipient list. Now you have the ability to format these email using this email editor. You can make it bold, italicized, underlined. you know you can choose the font family, Arial black, font size as well, 36 point. If you want to put a table, you can put that as well. It doesn't look nice to have that, right? You can insert links, images, video clips into it. You can do alignment, whatever you want to do. So it's basic HTML editor that you have it here. You can create fancy email templates using this editor, right? Now that I have a email template that contains some variables into it which will pull out information from the database during runtime and send to my users, my recipients. I'm going to submit it. Attendee registered is created. Now I'll go back to notifications, then go to email notifications. Now I'll open my attendee registered event notification. So we already filled the two sections, when to send and who will receive. I now need to go into what it will contain, right? So one way of creating the email template was that you went to email template section and created that template. Other way was you go here and then create a new email template from here. Yeah. So I did it the other way. Now the email template is created for me. I am going to select it. So I selected attendee.registered, and that's it. I do not have to put any other information in here because the template contains everything into it, right? So now I can go ahead and let's do a preview notification. When we do preview notification, it should show how the email will go out. Let me save it first. I don't know why it is not showing something it should. So let's see if we can do more to it. think it used to display more messages. Somehow it is not displaying. Anyways, let's do live testing. I'll go into marketing event attendees. Now, to send that email out, I have to create a record into the attendee table. So I'm going to create.
Rahul, can you create that record through actual UI rather than the table? When we can test that way our
Yes, we
UI.
can do that. So for actual UI, I need to, create one
Mm,
thing. I have to bring a category item here, which I have not done yet. So I'll keep that reserved for now. I'll do that again when we have a record producer created for this marketing event attendee form. That will bring out a link here on the, somewhere on the category here, and clicking that will open up a UI for you, and you fill the information in that UI, and that will be inserted into the table, and email notification will be sent out.
right.
But
Okay.
so for me to do that, I have to discuss with you the record producers, the variables and variable types available, so that we can create that record producer for you, or we create a UI page and associate that UI page to this attendee module or the attendee
Okay.
table, so that that gets related and information gets stored into the table. So we will do
Okay.
that exercise later. I don't want to do that right now because I have to discuss so many other topics before we do that.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to put my information here. I'm going to put a marketing event. Let's say Dublin, created today, updated today, created by Rahul, updated by Rakesh, and I'm going to submit it. Now when I submitted it, this record must have been created in the table. Now see, we haven't talked about, so the email will come, so it may take a few seconds to come into the inbox, so we'll keep coming here and see. Now so to see that the email was sent out or not, I can go into the log section here. ServiceNow has good logging information available that you can make use of. So I'll go into the logs, scroll down a little bit, and if I go into the system log section, the email has come here. We'll come back to it. So if I go into the log section, I can go and filter out this module, which is email logs, and within this email logs, I can see that these emails have been sent out, right? And I can also see that while this email was getting prepared, the email first of all went into the send ready stage for each of these users, right? Send ready, send ready, send ready, and then finally it was sent. Right? For some reason it is getting sent twice, so I have to see why it is getting sent twice. But this is the email that went out. Now, if you have to debug it, if you have to say, if you have to see if the emails went out or not from your system, you can go into the system logs, look into the system log emails, and check for the records that you have here. You can expand it and see the details of it, or you can click on it and get the details of it and see what was sent actually. Right here, I can see the information it was sent. Send timing is this. There was no weight attached to it. Notification type was SMTP. The other type could be SMS. Now, originating source was notification engine.process and notification was attendee.register. So this is the notification we sent out, right? And then the subject was a new attendee dash dash has registered, right? It did not take the first name or last name somehow. Um, and this is the information, the email information that was sent out. Now if I can, using this log, see the preview of the HTML body which was sent out as well. So let me click on this. When I click on this, it will show me this information was sent to the user, right? So it says, hi marketing team, these are the information that you need to send out. Somehow the variable information did not get populated into this section, so we'll find out and we'll troubleshoot why it did not get populated there. But this is how you can send, you can keep checking. you can check into the system whether the email was sent out or not. Alright, now here I see that there are so many emails getting sent, so it looks like there is some problem that has triggered this email to go out so many times, right? And this email is being sent to all three of us, so you can see within the to section we have these users, Anand, Kumaran and my email ID, and the fields are empty. So there is some problem. I don't know why this has taken so many loop to send these emails. Let's go back and check into the email notifications.
Because you fired that on the asset trigger, right? So when
On
you
what?
say on some asset, no, what
No,
you
no,
said
no. That
is
was the other
okay.
example that we
That
were
was it.
looking into.
Okay. Attendee
See,
register. Okay.
let's open it
Inserted.
into send.
Second.
So these two are discrete, so these two should not interfere anyhow. But for debugging purpose, let's get updated out. These two are discrete operations. Insert will not mess with the updated operation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's, for example, to debug, I am going to take that out. This is correct. And it also doesn't, or it is still sending out. Looks like it is into the process engine, the email notification process. It is stuck somewhere, and it is keeping the process busy to send this information out. This could be a bug as well. We need to find out.
No, I don't think so. That is a bug. I think you know what. If you go to if you go to that email actually
Mm-hmm.
that table, yeah. So when we say that condition when it should go,
Uh-huh.
okay, that is I'm looking here. So open updated only a specified column. Show notifications. Go to. There are two very versions you have created. What is that versions? Two
Well,
versions.
all right. So the number of times you update the record, that will go into the versions, right? So this is the
Mm,
previous version. So if I save it again, you will get a third version. So if I update it,
okay.
I open it, you will get a third version. The number of times you save the record, you will get a version created. Right? So
So
this.
if this is going on, how you are going to kill the process then?
Okay. See, if you look into the logs, what it says is it is getting sent by the notification engine process, and this is the event. So let me see. I think that must be going into the event queue, and we have to kill that process from there. I do not want to reprocess the event. I think there is one event queue or something where I can kill it.
I think you have to deactivate that notification itself.
I'm not sure if deactivating the notification will work here because that notification is still into that event queue which has started processing it. Um, if I make it
Okay.
inactive, wait a second. Um, still not here. You can try to deactivate it. Let's see if it is sending more emails. It stopped at 90. This is the first time I am seeing this, sending emails so many times. So somewhere it is, or let me look into, if we go into the attendees table, marketing event attendees, 52,428. Oh, somehow the number of records keep on increasing. See, that's why we are getting so many emails. It from 28 it became 29. So looks like it became 20, 30. Looks like there is some script running. I'll see. Wait a second. Probably there is a scheduled import or something happening on this table. Hmm. This is doing the job. See, even if I deactivated the notification, I am still getting this because it is there in the queue or the loop. So from 90, I have received 94 emails now, right? So deactivation does not help there because it already took that information into the processing stage. It was into queue. Now the problem area is that this import set is constantly pushing data into the attendees table, which I forgot to remove after I scheduled this, import set. So I have to get rid of this import set. Where is that? Scheduled imports. Not this one. No, 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 no. I'm going to delete this one because this is pushing records into the table. So this is all my fault. I created an update set and import set, and that was scheduled to push data into the table, right? So don't worry about that. We didn't do anything wrong. I think now we should not get emails out, and we should not get records inserted into the table. So here 52,447, it should not increase now. Increased 48. It is still increasing. What is this? Getting rid of this as well. I think it has stopped now. So see, I'll explain what has happened. Um, I remember sometimes back I created a web services import set on this table just to see something, and I did not forget. I did forget to remove that import set, scheduled import set on this one. So I was using web services to push data into the certainty table, right? And that's why this data has been inserted into the table, and I have 52,450 records into the table, which it should not have, right? So that is why it is sending out those emails, because every time I open this attendee form I am getting to see more records into it. Now that I have stopped that uh, import set a script, and I have deleted other areas which could have caused this insertion, I can now go ahead and see that I do not have emails going out now, because no data is getting inserted now. Also, we did deactivate the notification, which was not contributing to uh, stopping this emails out. But yes, that's how it was done. Now, see, a good exercise here for the glide record is I want to delete all the records which were created as email empty. So I'll quickly clean that up. Go into script backgrounds and get the table name, and this is the syntax, I believe. I need to get the table name. Using this. So this should delete all the empty records from the table. Let's see. Okay, it is saying that it is a cross scope policy, and because of that it is not allowing it to delete. So I'll change the scope. One of these emails should have those values, because in one record, using one record, we send the information, right information into the table, having my details. The rest of the details are coming using that import set script, which does not have any value. So that's why we have this empty email created there, but one of the emails should have that record. So I'm changing the scope to marketing event application now and putting the script. Hopefully this will delete now. My instance is busy. My instance is busy now.
Rahul, can you also talk about the email? I guess that I know it's we have to activate this email services. I thought you might know more about it. So
The inbound services, the emails.
yeah, the inbound and outbound both.
Okay, let's wait for a second while my system comes back up.
Okay.
It should not have happened. It's my fault. I kept that job running and made my system busy. Let me refresh it. So you want to know how to configure the emails?
Yes.
Okay, let me open another browser. Let's see if it is working here. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see this. Yes. Yes, Rahul.
Okay. Opening up the same instance here. It's getting deleted. From 54,000 it has now reached to 33,819. But since my instance is slow, it is experiencing some problems. It should have deleted by now. Anyway, so I'll go to System, Properties, go to Email Properties, and then you have to make sure that you are into the global application. Stay in global application, and then you have to go into the instance and email sending enable, you have to check it yes. Email receiving enabled, you have to check it yes.
That's it, right? We don't have to do any configuration here.
No, nothing else. If you want to put some names etc., or you want to send some if you have to attach some roles etc., that will be related to it, you can put this information.
Mhm.
These are to put the SMTP error code messages here. If you want to put that, you can put it here. Create visible watermark in sent email. If false, create individual watermark. So if you have to create a watermark into the email, you can set this property. If you want to put the time zone property sent into the email during the send timestamps, you can put that here. These are different properties that you can put attached to the email. But just to activate, you have to use just these two checkboxes: enable sending email and enable receiving email. Right. Uh,
Mhm.
Other areas that you can look into is the email accounts can be created or modified into the email accounts table. So you can look into the email account table using this, and you can go into the email diagnostic page as well by clicking on this. Now, when you click on email accounts, so these are the email accounts, the SMTP or POP3 accounts which are created by default. So I rely on this default one, we are using it. So I do not change usually these two values unless there is a requirement to change it in the organization. So, and then this diagnostic page will give you an idea of how your SMTP server is working for emails within ServiceNow. So this is a report kind of stuff that you can see here. You can refresh and see the information there. What else?
Rahul, in that script, you could have truncated the table rather than deleting a single record. Can you
Yeah,
do that?
I could have done that, but I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to preserve the records that was created already. If you have to truncate it, you can do. You can go into tables and columns and then truncate the table right away from there. I didn't want to do that there. Otherwise, what we could do is we can, go into the tables and columns, identify the table there, and delete all records from there. Right? Remember we did that earlier.
Yeah, we deleted
We
uh,
deleted the table, but I didn't
yes.
want to do that because I had certain records in the table. I wanted to find out why the email did not contain my information. Right? So
No, actually, I was okay. Uh, I was looking for you truncating the table through through the script actually. So we can do that, right? I mean, you wanted to do it, but
I am
we can
not
do that.
aware. I am not aware. I have not truncated the table using glide record. Have you seen somewhere to truncate the table using glide record?
No, I think that will not possible
Yeah,
because
that's not available in glide record. You can
hmm,
alternatively you can go into the tables and columns, find out the table, and then you can delete all records from the table.
hmm,
Right? I am still cleaning up this mess. Let's go back to the notification for once. I'm going to notifications, email notifications one more time, and let's get our email notification. No, not this one. Created. Where's the one we created? I don't have it here.
Rahul, we have
Yeah.
one function on global system. No, sorry, what do you call it? Glide system.
Uh-huh.
Dot SQL dot truncate table.
Oh, is it? We have it?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So that's
I
nice.
just
That's
chat
nice
you
to
here.
learn.
Yeah.
Can you ping that information? We can try doing that. That's nice. So let's try
Okay.
doing this. We go to scripts, scripts background.
So if you try to run this, then that all that tables will be deleted instead of it is delaying, right,
No,
Rahul?
not all tables. You can.
I mean, so
Let's try this. I'm doing gs.sql truncate this table. So calling gs.sql is not allowed. Strictly restricted. Uh,
it is
so
in this global scope.
yeah, we are into global scope right now.
Yeah, maybe
Okay. See, function SQL is not allowed in the scope of this. So I don't know how to use this. gs.sql is not allowed. So let me look into wiki. It should have more information. And thank you for that, Anand. I didn't use gs.sql earlier.
yeah. I, okay, actually, this thought came in my mind that why we are deleting one by one. So I was
Hmm.
looking for that. But I can provide you that link
Yeah,
where that
if you
community
could
has.
provide that.
It's if you go down in that, it says the word of caution, like
Yeah,
says
using gs.sql is a bad idea. It says so. We should not use that. It looks like I'll go through the blog
list single
why
one.
they say that it should not be done. Mm,
If you go down all the way, there is a command called call. This will be no problem for doing global source. Okay.
it says that you can run the following command in the script background, but I cannot run it in the script background, right? Alright, using this. Okay,
You know
here's
what
this.
we can do, like gs.sql delete all records from that table where so and so, that is also we can do.
This is what we are doing right now. We are deleting all records. A quicker way to do this is gs.sql and truncate table.
Go down,
You-
you know, go down. Yeah, that's one he said.
This one?
Yeah, yeah. So he has, okay. If you are second comment of him, he has used that delete. Go down again one more time. Yeah, go down. Yeah. So he used that gs.sql, and he used actually a delete query there.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I have asked that question to you whether we can use actual select query or any MS SQL query
Right.
in the
Right. It
script.
now
And
looks like it can be done using this gs.sql. Hmm.
Yeah, I'll try that one. I mean, you don't waste your time there. That's fine.
I'll try that too. Somehow it is not truncating for us right now. If I do that, so if we do that here, it simply said calling GS.SQL is not allowed. So let me do one thing.
Maybe you're in a global scope and then it does
Or
not allow you to.
probably I'll have to use security admin privileges to do that. Let me see if I
Yeah.
can do that. I'm using security admin now, and then where should I go? Script. Let's see if it is allowed. No, it is still not allowed. I am into the elevator privileges.
Let me search on Google maybe.
Okay, we'll have to find out information about this.
Yeah.
So let's keep that. We'll do notifications one more time tomorrow. We'll look into this gs.sql. We'll truncate the records and then find out what can be done using